Alright. It's case 4 time, or episode 4. I use case always, but apparently Capcom does not like doing that. Anyway, Turnabout Reminiscence. Pay attention, because this moves fast. Episode 4, Turnabout Reminiscence. Kay Faraday, the young lady who calls herself the second Yatagarasu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. "7 years earlier." The entire game has been a flashback. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I killed the guy. But it was the great thief Yatagarasu that told me to do it. Objection. I asked the defendant, just what are you trying to say? Don't you get it? I know the true identity of the Yatagarasu. Like how this is just all stills because they didn't want to animate this in like regular Ace Attorney style. The Yatagarasu is the man standing over there at the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying that I'm the Yatagarasu? Don't you dare deny it. You told me to kill him when you snuck into the embassy. Are you claiming that Mr. Faraday is the Yatagarasu? That's exactly what I'm saying. Objection. Mr. Rell, I think we've heard just about enough out of you. Your Honor, please listen to me. I'm telling the truth. You gotta believe me. Yeah, it's a really weird cutscene because it's just all still images of them, even though it's supposed to be like classic Ace Attorney style here. In accordance with the defendant's accusation, a new prosecutor shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be in recess until the new prosecutor is ready. Save them 12 cents. Kind of feels like a dream within a dream kind of thing. You can get Edgeworth waking up a little bit beforehand. Well, the storytelling in this game is funny because it's like the first case is in real time, and then case 2 is 2 days before that. Case 3 is a day before that. Now this case is 7 years before that. And then the case after this goes back to present day. So it's like you start in present day and flashback a little bit, go forward, flashback a lot, go forward, back to the present. Prosecutor got accused again. What else is new? September 10th, 3:20 p.m. District Court, 3rd floor lobby. So it'll be September 10th, 2012. Wow. What were you doing in 2012? I was still working my old job at that point. Damn. It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom. And so it was that my first assignment as a prosecutor will be as a replacement for a prosecutor who's been accused by the defendant. Edgeworth. Sir. Should make his voice a little higher. Have you read over all the documents regarding this trial? Yes, sir. I have memorized everything there is to know. Very good. The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that as your mentor, I, Manfred von Karma, will accept nothing short of perfection. Middle school, wow. I was already done with college by 2010. I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in court at such an early stage of my career, I'm honored and proud. Also, look, Edgeworth's wearing the same clothes he wears during the 4th case of the 3rd game, when he faces off against Mia. The one that's hanging up in his office. As I've watched over your studies, I'm giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. Yes, sir. That such a legendary prosecutor will be watching and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. Does this anger you, Von Karma? Me spinning in circles? Started playing Animal Crossing New Leaf and started college years. Nice. Wait, New Leaf was in 2013, though. A bookshelf, huh? Compendium of Laws for Beginners. I don't have the time to read this and second-guess myself now. trial will resume shortly. Please wait a moment, sir. I was already well aware of that. Shortly or in a moment. Which one is it? Be specific. The trial will resume shortly. Please wait a moment. Egad, what a cold stare he's giving me. However, as a disciple of Von Karma, there's no option but to win. That's good. Palver's cold stare rivals my own. He's sleeping while standing up. First race on Mute City 4 nights. I'm going to be streaming that new cup tomorrow. So yeah, F-099 got a surprise update today for its year anniversary. And they added BS F-02 courses. The thing that no one thought, the thing that everyone wanted and thought that they weren't going to do, they ended up doing. In fact, there is a new course type in that cup, Sandstorm. Sandstorm's a new, not in F-099 yet, so I'm gonna be playing that tomorrow. Hopefully, while Cup is going on, so I can get to Silence too. A luxurious and beautiful leather sofa. Must say, every part of this courthouse is meticulously well kept. Although the positioning of this sofa puts one under direct gaze of the judges. Every judge in this courthouse history has had a beard. And has gallantly parted with their beloved head hair, I see. Yeah, it's a bunch of beards, alright. Being a judge must be a very stressful career. Mr. Prosecutor, sir. You have a good eye if you could tell I'm a prosecutor with just one glance. As there are always only prosecutors and defense attorneys in this lobby, I usually hit the mark if I guess one or the other while there's a recess. You were only guessing. Aren't these great? Daddy made all these. Awesome, but didn't you get fired right after you made them? Ah, yeah, I did. Spent the same amount of money on this model as it cost to build the real thing. And my boss wasn't very happy with me. Hey, Daddy, didn't you say you built a secret mechanism inside of it? I'll tell you about it someday when you're older. A secret mechanism? Maybe installed it as payback for getting fired? Could be trouble. Now I'm curious. A model of the courthouse. It's pretty well constructed. Hands and a face. Don't tell me this thing transforms. And I wonder what other purpose they could have been made. One's got a Luna bomber. Yep. So the new vehicles are not in the game, but their skins are. You could get them as replacements for the basic vehicles. It's just not going to change your stats. But also, given how F-099 works, it really wouldn't make sense to change your stats because the physics already work differently. So adding more vehicles, I feel like not really much point in it. Yeah, they're skins. Clock Tower and a bunch of RPG Maker and indie game horror games like Chozo's Mythos series. 2012, not 2013, we're playing N64 games, Wii Virtual Console, and emulators, and was playing some old school horror games like Clock Tower, which is funny to mention it since they're going to re-release it. Yep. Excuse me, madam, but is something the matter? I just thought someone would have brought hors d'oeuvres by now. But this is a courthouse. It would be quite atypical to provide hors d'oeuvres here. Are you sure? Someone poured me a fresh cup of coffee last time I was here. What the heck did she think a courthouse is for? This is no good. Oh, this is so good. I could drink a whole gallon. Never heard of a water that tastes that good. Maybe I'll give him a minute. Oh god, it's a lot of gulping. Oh my god, that's making my throat dry. Now I have to gulp. Enough. Does he plan on gulping an entire reservoir dry? A bulletin board. There are trial schedules posted on it. Trial scheduled for this week. Huh? There's only today's trial listed. Must be a mistake, or this country's judicial system is not working as it should. This should lead to the defendant lobbies. Edgeworth, where is your composure? If you wish to look at your enemy, do so in the courtroom as you crush him. Indeed, thank you. You are a man of wisdom and experience, sir. Proof of my profession. My mentor said it was more chic to keep it in my pocket, so that's why he doesn't wear it. my mentor has taught me it's more fashionable to keep it in my pocket. Manfred von Karma, age 60. My mentor has never known defeat in 35 years. Legendary prosecutor. I like that they accurately reflect that it's 35 years and not 40 at this point. Look at that chiseled face of his. Truly an evil, evil man. Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute. Because the defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct? Exactly. The killer had the gall to say that he only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Byrne Faraday, gave the order. Look at that dude. That dude's got like a I got a big dick smile on his face. Like, look how smug he is. He's got the DreamWorks eyebrow. Like the lifted eyebrow. This is a weird version of America. Eat your burgers, Apollo. Yep. That's the next game. That's 2 games from now. Byrne Faraday. That last name sounds familiar. Huh, Faraday is such a fool. He's been cornered by his very own prey. He's the dude with the J.O. crystals. Oh, God. Sir, are you an acquaintance of Mr. Byrne Faraday? He's a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. Nonsense? He once tried to explain me a way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court. Those who cannot be brought to court. That is nonsense, for no man is above the law. Well, there are always a few exceptions. However, there is no reason to even deal with such individuals. A prosecutor is a guardian of the court, and with no obligation to outside matters. Thus, there is no reason to deal with such individuals. I see. Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday has will not be forgiven. Have no fear, I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused prosecutor Byrne Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt. Very good. I've secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. He has the I banged your mom shit lip smile. Show them all the power of Von Karma! So have you achieved a firm understanding of the case? Yes, sir. I've memorized I've memorized everything that's written down in the case files. Well then, explain the case to me. I want to see if you really know what you're talking about. Understood. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the Kodopian embassy. The victim, Mr. Deid Mann. Good lord, I'm so sorry that you were born with a name like that. Was a staff member at the embassy. Look at that guy. Look at his neck. His neck is as wide as his head is. Like given the curves in his head, it would probably be wider. Sorry, there was a plane flying very low to the ground outside, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why is that making that loud noise? Not a bad way, of course, just a weird justice system because impatience. People seem more chill apart from the few that just do heinous things that Wright and Edgeworth have to handle. Yeah, I guess. I mean, there's still petty crime in this world. The defendant in this case, Mr. Macaw. Good lord. They did not try with those 2 names. Yeah, Deadman and Mackerel. Was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of the murder weapon, a gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief Yatagarasu had successfully infiltrated the Kodopian embassy as well. At first, Rel claimed that he himself was the Yatagarasu, but that he did not kill Deid Man. Would that be Deid or Deid? Deid Man. I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It's possible that he wants to go down well in the spotlight if he's found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's inanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecution presented the security footage that captured the murder. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rel as the murderer. The act of Mr. Rel firing the gun could clearly be seen from the visitor's gallery. Upon seeing that the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder, I did it because I was told to, by the real Yatagarasu, Byrne Faraday. That sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this may appear to be simply the murder of a Kodopian embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the second KG-8 incident. It's a thumb with the face drawn on it. God damn, dude. Age 53, Kodopian staff member, was gunned down in front of the embassy by Rel. Byrne Faraday, prosecutor in embassy staff killing case, accused by Rel of being the Yatagarasu. Macaw, age 32. Embassy staff killing suspect. Arrested on suspicion for the handgun he was carrying. Yatagarasu, age unknown. Real identity is unknown, but claims to be a noble thief. Infiltrated the embassy. Second KG-8 incident. I'm very sorry, sir. I feel as if I failed to study hard enough. Well, even among the police, it's information that's only select few are privy to. He was Hugh, man, but when he got killed, I started calling him Deid, man. God damn it. Could you please enlighten me, sir? Second KG-8 incident. Sir, what do you mean by the second KG-8 incident? In order for me to tell you that, you must first learn about the original case. Take a look at these documents. This is a 3-year-old newspaper. Reference materials regarding the KG-8 incident. I received them from my mentor. You've heard of the Amano group scandal before, correct? Yes, I have. The secretary of Ernest Armano, the Amano group's director, was arrested under suspicion of smuggling. Correct. Hey, thank you for the follow, Double Dog. CCU was an employee of the Amano group, and the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. Wasn't a Cadopian embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Hello, hello. Thank you for the follow. Cadopian embassy staff member Manny Cochin found not guilty. Mercurial News. Victim Miss CCU. Shadow over the Amano group. What's his relation to the smuggling ring? Yes, a Cadopian by the name of Manny Cochin was the suspect. However, due to the lack of evidence, the case went unsolved. Lack of evidence? Huh, if only I was in charge of the case. I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt. To make sure that all criminals are found guilty, my mentor really is dedicated. Mr. Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever. Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KG-8 incident as well. That's right. And now, once again, the victim of the case you are currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling organization. And just like last time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify. You're catching on. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling organization. Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did during the KG-8 incident. So that's why it's being called the second KG-8 incident. Yes. Yet there is one difference between the two incidents. What would that be? The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar. The great thief, Yatagarasu. Smuggled these nuts, goddammit. Yatagarasu? I better find out more. About the KG-8 incident, this trial came to a proper conclusion, did it not? Huh! I'd hardly call the defendant being found innocent a proper conclusion. If I had been in the case, no one would have had a single doubt about his guilt. But wasn't there a lack of evidence to prove that Mr. Cochin was guilty? Lack of evidence? Huh! There's no such thing. That's just like him to be able to prove a man's guilty, even when the evidence is lacking. No, Edgeworth, that's not good. It is thanks to you that I finally become a prosecutor, sir. It's amusing that you wanted to become a defense attorney, yet became my student. It's a strange path you have traveled. It's true that I had once wanted to become a defense attorney, but now I'm honored and proud to be a prosecutor. I see. And as a student of mine, I suggest you remember this well. The prosecutor's badge is not to be flaunted. The dignity of a prosecutor lies in the man himself, not in the badge. I understand. I will keep that in mind. I just realized Von Karma's pierced. He has an earring. Did he have that in the first Ace Attorney game? Damn, dude. Besides, why put holes in your fine garments? It's simply preposterous. Prosecutors must also take pride in their appearance. I will keep this in mind as well. I'm constantly having to remind the others at the prosecutor's office of this. It's more fashionable to keep your prosecutor's badge in your pocket. In other words, always treat a prosecutor's badge with care and honor. I understand, sir. If that is true that the Yatagarasu showed up at the Cadopian embassy, I'd wear it anyway. Yeah, it's really cool looking. I like it. I like the sunburst shape to it. It's a lot more flashy than the defense attorney's badge. Care and honor. Into the pocket you go, yeah. They treat it like they treat a business card. If it's true that the Yatagarasu showed up at the Kodopian embassy, what could he or she have been after? No doubt to steal any suspicious accounting records and release them publicly. Or more likely, to steal secrets from the Kodopian embassy itself, since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police. Slay! Karma. What was it that the Yatagarasu sent to the police? I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu is getting the top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say? That would have been the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct? Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday. Mr. Faraday? He happens to be the prosecutor in charge of the Yatagarasu case as well. He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG-8 incident and the Yatagarasu case. Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate. What is it, little girl? You're scary, mister. Oh. Did you need something? I want to trade these coins with you. Fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies. But it looks like you have exactly $1. Is this what you want? Thanks, that's exactly what I needed. I wonder who that is. Will that child be here to watch the trial? How disrespectful for a child to be running around inside the courthouse. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore? Look at that face. He is having an aneurysm right now. Manfred, yes, slay. Manfred then shoots Edgeworth's Tad. My God, Manfred, not in that way. Also, yeah, again, we're not gonna hide spoilers for past games here. If you're here, I'm under the assumption you've seen the previous games, so be aware of that going in. If you don't want spoilers, then you might not want to be tuning in here. Reminds me of a type of cookie that has a similar shape to the badge, and in the middle of it's a little dab of strawberry jam. Equate these badges to cookies. I've had that cookie before. I know exactly which one you're talking about. It's good. The cane is visible now. Oh, was it in the DS version? The paperwork for the prosecution substitution is complete. Why, do you even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes? I'm so sorry. I could have you mopping up this courthouse instead of protecting it in an instant. It's no bother, sir. Not being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me. A proud one you are. You had better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. This is the first game with the cane. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth. September 10th, 4 p.m. District Court, Courtroom number 3. I love this, like, pseudo-courtroom theme. I guess it is just a courtroom theme, but it's unique to this game. Actually, I think it's used in the second game as well, because there's an extensive court scene in that one. Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible the defense is not prepared yet either? Bailiff, where's Mr. Faraday? I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention. You must be the one Mr. Von Karma recommended. Three-quarter perspective judge can't hurt you. He's not real. Three-quarter perspective judge. I hear this will be your first trial. I look forward to seeing how you perform. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. Sir, it looks like the trial's about to resume. However, yes, it would be all impossible to prove the witness a liar without the evidence from Faraday. What is that blasted buffoon up to? It's an emergency, sirs! They look like a Fire Emblem character. What? Wump. Silence! There shall be no yelling in the sacred hall of law. Bailiff, remove that man from this courtroom at once. Please, wait, you have to listen to me. There's an emergency. Defendant lobby number 2, Mr. Faraday and the defendant. The two of them, they're both dead, Your Honor. What? Axe and tome user judge. September 10th, District Court, hallway. Courthouse specials, fast foods and milk. Credit card accepted. Hot dog, $7. Beef jerky. Where's the meat on that hot dog? That second hot dog. Beef jerky, $9. Ham sandwich, $8. Orange juice, $9. Milk, $7 for a glass of milk. Swiss rolls, $6. Limited time specials. Orange juice. Push. Trash. Cans. Drinks. That Dr. Pepper up there? That looks like Dr. Pepper. We gotta heat that shit up. Give the Swiss roll. You'll be happy. This case will make you very happy. The Swiss roll does in fact show up later. Not a hot dog, it's a sunflower seed. Young Judges for Justice. That actually says something down there, but I can't read it. Stay back. No one's allowed into the crime scene. Period. Who's this oddball think he is? This is becoming quite the hotspot. Isn't she Mr. Rel's defense attorney? Actually download Gmod map based on it. It did have these two vending machines with the same textures. Hey you, no running in the hallway, pal! And who are you to tell me what to do? I'll never find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse. The sofa looks like it's seen its fair share of use. And it looks like another part of the courthouse is visible from the window. Ah, my eyes are locked with my reflection's eyes on a barred window. As a student of Von Karma, I refuse to back down. I won. He won his staring contest with himself. Does he not notice the ants crawling on the wall over there? I guess not. First, I need to get a handle on the situation. Perhaps I should talk to some people. A fire extinguisher. If I were to be hit one in the head with... If one were to hit me in the head like this... Or if one were to be hit in the head like this... I suppose the victim would lose a memory or two. But it's not as though I'd ever be so foolish as to be struck by one of those. Yeah, I mean, who would be stupid enough to fall for that? I say as I try to pull up the image, but, like, just doesn't load because this game's so friggin' slow. Or this internet is so friggin' slow. I was gonna, like, pull this up, like, while he was reading it. What? There we go. Yeah, that image. And Phoenix, in fact, did lose his memory. Hungy? Either that or painted onto the wall, yeah. Yeah, I am kind of hunky, actually. Poster of the judge. There's a longer slogan of some sort at the bottom in tiny letters. Every strike of my gavel brings the truth closer to me, and my hair farther away. Is this a promotional poster for the court or a hair growth product? Defendant lobby number 1 is through here. The incident took place in lobby 2 next door. Shouldn't allow myself to be sidetracked like this. Better get a move on. Fire extinguisher? No. Hilt of a sword, maybe. A drink vending machine. Ah! Now it's not the time to be pondering what kind of drink I want. Interesting. They're selling special court-themed food products here. Many of them seem some sort of troublesome and suspicious. Objection, I suppose. And you are? Who, me? Hey, pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. Point taken. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a district prosecutor. A prosecutor? Never seen a prosecutor as young as you, pal. I told you my name. Now would you mind telling me yours? Detective Dick Gumshoe, and just recently I achieved my dream of becoming a detective. More than a dream, it's what I was born to do. Wait, maybe I should check first to make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first. This detective is entirely too excited to be in a murder scene. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident? You know that I don't have to tell you anything, right? I know that. But it would behoove you to fill me on what you know. Wow, you're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bad is the one in charge. So you're gonna just have to ask him for all the details, okay? As for me, I was guarding the door to defendant lobby number 2. So you were on guard detail. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty? Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot and then kind of froze. You're a detective and a measly gunshot scared you that much? Then again, I could hardly claim to not know what it's like to hear one of those at close range. Then Detective Bad came running to the scene. Went into lobby number 2 together and both men were lying there, dead. Is that everything? Yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Interesting. Other than the gunshot, he didn't hear a single sound of commotion. Was in hall on guard duty. Other than the gunshot, didn't even hear a sign of struggle. Okay. So you were guarding the door to lobby number 2 at the time of the crime, correct? Yeah, that's right. And I'll have you know, not even a single ant got by me. Really? Are you sure that not even a single ant slipped in? Well, I guess if we were talking about slipped in, then maybe a frog did or something did. It would appear that my point has also completely slipped by you, Detective. You have any insight on this, Detective Gumshoe? Well, as a detective, I'd rather see something that's actually related to the case, pal. And here I thought this was related enough. You mentioned that you've only recently become a detective, did you not? You got it! I'm a brand spanking new detective. So that means you've probably never seen a real prosecutor's badge, If you so desire to see one, I just might be able to make your day. You don't have to go through the trouble, pal, because a real man is a police badge. And someday I'm gonna be an ace detective, just like Detective Bad. Did I say something wrong, pal? Forget it, Detective. Do you have a minute? You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know. Especially at a time like this. I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I was to take in Mr. Faraday's place in court. Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of ya. So Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh? I'll have you know, madam, that I studied under Manfred von Karma. Do not take me for some naive novice. Do not take me for some naive novice? So you're a student of Von Karma. I should have... Those clothes are a dead giveaway. Stop right there. These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts. Thanks for the great laugh, but try not to make me laugh so much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort. just kidding. I was just goofing around. Oh, this girl scares you. By the way, do you know who I am? My name is Callisto Hugh. And if you're telling the truth, then we were about to go head to head in court. Ah, but of course, I've heard much about you, Miss Hugh. Ah, but of course, I've heard much about you. You're a regular Shakespeare. Did I say something funny? I'd like you to update me on the situation. I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? If that's the case, then why are you here? Ugh, what's so funny? It's just the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against in court until only a little while ago was just murdered. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's a shame we'll not be able to face each other. This will be my first trial, too. Oh, was that a declaration of war? How nice it is to be young and carefree. And what a nice squeaky clean badge you got yourself there. I'm jealous. I'm sure its gleam will dull over time with experience. Are you saying your reputation will also tarnish over time? Ugh, that's not what I meant. Well, you just can't avoid some things in life. I'll never allow my badge or reputation to become tarnished. Miss Hugh, what do you think about this piece of evidence? Actually, Edgeworth, I'm interested in finding out what you think about it. I don't really know all that much about it. And I don't really know all much about that either. Sorry, guess I can't be of any service. Shouldn't push her too much, she'll just start laughing again. Unknown. The girl with the balloon. During the recess, she asked me to come change some coins for her. The judge and embassy staff killing case. Dick Gumshoe, age 26. New rookie detective at the precinct. First crime scene. Seems very enthusiastic. Callisto Hugh, age 22. Lawyer of embassy staff killing defendant, Rel. I was to battle her in court. Okay, at least everyone but Mr. Bad over here. Excuse me, but who are you? This guy's animations are great, by the way. Detective Tyrell Bad. Homicide. I was informed of the situation and came as quickly as possible. So how did you arrive and inspect the body before me? Faraday requested for me to testify in the trial. Plain and simple. Mr. Faraday requested that you'd be here. I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing to say to you, kid. Look at all the holes he has on his jacket. Even his tie has holes in it. Okay. Sorry. Kid, I'm Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial. Therefore, I insist that you update me on the situation. Get back down here. I have a right to know. Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid? Is he threatening me? Is he going for his gun? It's just a mirror. How dare he trick me like that? Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of blade, and he had a gun in his hand. The other man, Mr. Macaw, was shot and killed. He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand. Is there anyone else who wanted to get in defendant lobby number 2? Yeah, that big lug over there. His name's Detective Gumshoe. He was in charge of guarding the place. He's claiming that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other. Correct? Maybe. Such impudence. This guy's really testing my patience. This guy's story is full of holes. Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court? Homicides aren't my only gig. The Yatagarasu case is also one of my assignments. So you were called upon to comment on the Yatagarasu's characteristics, in order to assess if Mr. Faraday really was the Yatagarasu or not. Well, it looks like you just don't have a brain after all in that head of yours, son. Son? I'm not your son, Pops. Miss Yu, there's someone here who wishes to see you. Who is it? A Cadopian Embassy staff member by the name of Manny Cochin. What? What's going on? Detective Bad and Miss Yu's moods just changed all of a sudden. Wait a second, wasn't Manny Cochin the one who killed Miss CCU? Yeah, we heard that name before. I'll be right there. Nice to see you again, Miss Yu. Why are you here? I have no desire to ever see you again. Now, actually, I wouldn't mind stepping outside for, actually, getting tired, I need a drink soon. Now, actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat? Fine, let's go. Bad? On Karma. It's been a long time. I knew you would show up. You usually do when the Yatagarasu's involved, and I see this case is no exception. Do you know Detective Bad, sir? Yes, he's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only we get a promotion and move on. It's the crime scene where detective is most useful and effective. Huh, it's not like I don't know that. Moving on through, though, Bad. That man I just passed by. Was he not the suspect from the KG-8 incident? So I was right. Just what is that man doing, wandering around here? That Faraday. I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile! I would have received power, too, in his whoa! I am sorry, I don't know where that came from. My eyes were kind of hanging there for a second. I would have proved his guilt in 3 minutes. Von Karma? I think you've said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed. Very well. Back onto the topic. I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation here.
Objection!
Your voice sounds no different. Papa, how can you place him in charge? Franziska, what are you doing here? I'm here for summer vacation. What else? Franziska von Karma. So she's here on vacation from Germany. She's the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and a student of his, who's also a junior to me. You're the one who's a junior to me, and don't you forget it! I like how instead of a whip, she has a riding crop right now. You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? Ha! If you were able to pass, then I'll have absolutely no trouble at all. I'll never allow myself to lose to you. Never! Why does she always have to be this competitive? Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case? Yes, I am. Why do you ask? Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. And I'm 100% confident I can do a better job than him. That's just like Franziska. She has no problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them. Bad? Yeah. These two will be conducting the investigation. What? Want me to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene? Huh. This is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. A crime scene is not a place for young children to be messing around in. I'm the one with the authority over this crime scene, Bad. and I will not tolerate complaining. Ugh. Edgeworth, Franziska, I leave this case to the two of you. Understood, sir. Here, prosecute this traffic ticket. I wonder, the existence of Franziska implies someone banged Manfred. Yeah, of course. Never not stated that he had a wife. Yes, Papa. I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll be accepting nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me. Hold up, Von Karma. I still haven't agreed to this. Miles Edgeworth. It's been quite some time, Franziska. This will be the perfect chance for us to see which one of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Would you kill it? Would it kill you to say hello at least? Long time no see. Very good. Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can't call yourself proud. Yeah, doesn't mean you can call yourself proud. She hasn't changed a bit. Miles Edgeworth. As I was saying, we shall see which one of us is the true worthy. You can see which one of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Crying out loud! I'm reduced to a babysitter. Looks like Mr. Von Karma was successfully convincing the detective. Successful in convincing the detective. That's just like him. He never fails. Now, I'd appreciate if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Bad. You're better off checking things out on your own. Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Bad will be the most arduous task. September 10th, 4:15 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. It's the only real explanation. They killed each other simultaneously. Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone when until they're finished speaking. Who else is insane enough to date that guy? I don't know. He probably divorced her like right after the baby was born. I don't know. I was so out of it when I read that line, I have no idea how I was able to form that sentence cohesively. That surprised me back into being active. I'm sorry, you know what I said this before, I know I've been doing this like every Ace Attorney stream, it's because I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm like dozing off when I'm just reading text like for hours on end. Let me grab a drink here. Actually, you know what? In 15 minutes, I'm gonna take a break, and then this and the last part will be uploaded as 1 day of uploads, and then I'll do 2.5 hours as another upload. I'll get myself more awake. I'll have a caffeinated drink. Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they're finished talking. What are you talking about? I'll only say it one more time. This is a competition to see who's truly worthy of the Von Karma name. A competition? The person that figures out the truth first wins. So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name? Exactly. I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more of your foolish things that come from your foolishly foolish mouth. Fine, whatever makes you happy. Can I take it as you accepting my challenge? Once again, whatever makes you happy. Ace Attorney also does make you sleepy sometimes. Something about mundane courtroom drama. I mean, when you just got loads of text in a row to read, it gets taxing. I do enjoy this, though. I'm not trying to fall asleep here. Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? Now, when I was trying to play Emio the Smiling Man, that was very difficult to do without falling asleep if I was laying down. Because that game is very slow and very ambient, so, like, it's very easy to just doze off while playing it. I'm going to find the perfect evidence and prettily present it like the professional I am. Okay there, Palomina. Competing to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully You kids, over there, hold it. Kid? Ha, serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid. How old is bad? 53, wow. Eagle-eyed homicide detective. Homicide. Eagle-eyed homicide detective was called in to be the expert witness on the Yatagarasu case. Manny Kochin, age 24. How is this dude 24? Look how fucking... Look at his face. That is not the face of a 24-year-old. Kodopian embassy staff member. He was a suspect in the KG-8 incident. He's 2 years older than Callisto, and look at him. What the fuck? Falling asleep trying to Madden an NFL game once. Age is an arbitrary number in Ace Attorney, yeah. Just like Franziska's 13 in this case. My mentor's daughter, studying to be a prosecutor in Germany, but back on break. So if you're right, Miles, he called you a kid. I said kids, kid. How dare you call me a kid as well? I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause ruckus on my crime scene. Hey, big guy, you're going to watch over these two. Yes, sir! Detective Bad, sir! Now, do what I say from now on, kids, okay? You better not get in our way, Scruffy. You'll feel the bite of my whip if you do. Eek! And you, prosecutor boy! Let's get your investigation started already, alright? Great, now even that detective is treating me like a child. Alright, it's time to get investigating. Get a move on, prosecutor boy! My name is Miles Edgeworth, and if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it'll be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. What? And what would you do with my salary after you saw how much it was? That's up to you now, isn't it? Really? Sounds good, pal. He's so naive. Lobby number 2, begin investigation. You almost fell asleep looking at a boring and not safe for work game. It's like Light Yagami looking at the porno mag, or the nudie. No, it wasn't really a porno mag. It was just like a lingerie magazine. And Death Note. He looks so uninterested in it. Point and laugh. Yeah. Detective Bad, if I may have a word with you. What is it? It appears that both the knife and gun were used as murder weapons. Yeah, it does. That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the men acquire the weapons? The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Kodopian embassy staff member. But I never heard anything about the knife. Mr. Rell was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife with him from the start as well. Could it have been a piece of evidence that had yet been presented? But then why doesn't Detective Bad know about it? Wait, what if? It's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence. He could have then brought it out and attacked Mr. Rell with it. Huh. Maybe you got a brain cell in there after. Maybe you got a brain in there after all, kid. Ugh. Is he going to treat me like a child forever? Looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rell first, who then counterattacked. That's the only logical conclusion you could draw from a scene like this. Not yet. It's already too early to be drawing conclusions. Must first find conclusive evidence as to protect the honor of the Von Karma name. Okay, I can actually move around now. Yeah, pal? I'm so excited, pal. This is my first real crime scene. Let's get investigating. Detective Gumshoe. Thought investigations were supposed to be conducted in a calm, collected manner. Huh. What do you know about running an investigation, little boy prosecutor? I know that at the very least I have a greater grasp than you of what happened here. Why, you don't know any more than me, pal. Look, you just stay behind me, boy, and out of the way. Ironic coming from the guy who's been a step behind me the entire case. Gumshoe's awesome. I have another DS game that's a spin-off of a PC series. Gumshoe's actually the hardest difficulty on it. I know it's something for detective, but I do think of this particular detective. Ah, that's cool. This is my first time setting foot inside the courthouse. Who would have thought it'd be for my first case as a detective? But you know, I get the feeling I'll be coming here a lot more in the future. That's a suspect detective. course not, pal. Anyway, this lobby's actually pretty luxurious. I mean, for a defendant's lobby, it's got a pretty big TV. Oh, there's that tea set on the table over there. You didn't know I like to drink tea. Wow, this room is really decked out. It means spending time in here. Maybe being a suspect isn't such a bad thing after all. I'm beginning to suspect that leaving this detective in charge of anything might be bad. But he is right, this room is rather well furnished. And somewhere in this room, the truth is slumbering. It's time to find it and give it a wake-up call. So, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, what is it, boy? Of all the people who call me that, this detective is by far the least qualified. I want to ask you about how the investigation is proceeding. See for yourself, pal. Do I do a great detective for your... See for yourself, pal. Do I do a great detective bad or what? Is this man not a professional bone in his body? Very well, then I will inspect the victims' bodies myself. Hey, so that's a prosecutor's badge, huh? You mentioned that you've only recently become a detective, did you not? You got it, I'm a brand spanking new detective. So that means you've probably never seen a real prosecutor's badge, right? If you so happen to want to take a look, I just might be able to make your day. You have to go through the trouble, pal, because a real man has a police badge. And someday I'm going to be an ace detective, just like Detective Bad. Did I say something wrong, pal? Let's return to the investigation, detective. Perfectly fitting, don't you think? Yeah, L.A. Noire Gumshoe edition. Do you have any insight on this, Detective Gumshoe? Well, as a detective, I'd rather see... Yeah. Talks with the ant slipping in. There's some plastic bags stacked up on the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of disturbance. Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. Tea set and plastic bags on top of the table are completely undisturbed. Maybe they were super quiet in their scuffle? After all, I didn't hear anything from outside in the hallway, you know? Maybe the plastic bags scattered... Maybe the plastic bags scattered on the floor, throwing us off? Sorry, getting a little snotty again. This decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around it. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. Why are the plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags are keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? Normally I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but not when it's this guy. Anyway, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two men? Looks like the sofa's ready to be disposed of. It's so soft, I could sleep for all 25 hours of the day on this thing. It'd be pretty cool to see a third-person spin-off series of Gumshoe from Gumshoe's perspective. Yeah, probably could be. He's not in the sequel trilogy at all. For whatever weird reason. If only I could dispose of him. Whoa! What is it, Detective Gumshoe? The TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal. And perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one. Ooh, let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge. Ah! And way too noisy. You're the noisy one, Scruffy. Don't touch it. You'll get your fingerprints all over it. But I didn't touch it. Preservation of the crime scenes is the foundation of all detective work. Foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie needs to shore up on. TV's been left on. Why are you looking at me like that? It wasn't me. I didn't touch anything. Gumshoe, you do know what'll happen to you if you touch something again. Right? I won't touch anything. I won't even go anywhere near the TV, sir. And you, get back to your investigation, alright? I was planning to do so anyway. Detective Bad, do you have any thoughts on the case? Faraday and Rel. Looks like they killed each other to me. Although, there are a few things that just don't seem right. What would that be? Why don't you try digging on your own first before you bother me, boy? What? Now I've been downgraded to just boy? The window's open and there's a fresh flower scent in the ale. The flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly. You think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change? Well, at least there's no one someone escaped through the window, pal. They wouldn't make it up and smell the flowers after a fall from the 3rd floor. Are you willingly ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars on the windows? No human can climb through these barred windows with a small animal. What? Ah, small animal maybe. The scent of flowers is in the air. There's no mention of an animal there. Where did that thought come from? Yeah, I guess there's that too. Either way, no one can get through these windows, right? Thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice. Very nice. Ah, I see. Did you figure something out? This is a competition, Miles, and as such, I appreciate if you didn't ask or talk to me. As you wish. Why are there plastic oh wait, no, that's right. Looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rel. At first glance, it seems like they must have killed each other. However, using logic, the only logical conclusion is... Aha! What was that outburst for? My detective's instincts just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rel that fell first, see? You don't need a detective's instinct for that. It's a common sense thing. But I suppose we won't know how much more than that until after I examine the bodies. First he killed a Cadopian. First he killed a Cadopian embassy staff member. Then he was murdered himself. This guy wasn't exactly an angel, I know. Oh? What makes you say that? Well, he's been... Oh, that was all Gumshoe. Well, he's been hauled in the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. So yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two. Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Deid Mann. Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective's intuition was telling me something. Detective Gumshoe's intuition. Yep. You do know about it, do you? It's a special feeling that all detectives... We don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. For a gunshot and a knife wound, there seems to be a lack of visible wounds or blood, yeah. Mr. Faraday, how ironic it is for him to lose his life inside a courthouse. Yeah, why did it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while it was on my watch. Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing to the investigation. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crimes? Yeah, and get back to work, finding the cause of his murder. Right, I'm only gonna say this once. Whoops. Let me do that. Pieces don't fit together quite right. There's a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table, and yet a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. In which case, might there not be another explanation as to how they got there? Another reason? I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of this bag is related somehow. Eek, please get that blood away from me, pal. Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag? Hold on, let me go ask the lab guy. Alright, please hurry. Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on or in the bag either. It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence. Okay, if you say so. I'll leave it in your hands, pal. Plastic bag jotted down in my organizer. One of the bags strewn about the floor by lobby number 2, has Faraday's blood on it. Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. So he shot Mr. Rell and then fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun? I guess that does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun? Not exactly rocket science, even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use this one. That was Edgeworth. Doubt I'll ever need to use this one. Hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal! Plot twist, he's left-handed. Oh god, it's the same game. It's the same case as before. Lobby 2, Lobster 2, now you're craving Red Lobster. Damn it. Or just Lobster. I've never been to a Red Lobster. That actually came up earlier today. But it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hand. It appears that the police's screening procedures are in need of a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand. Handgun data jotted down. What else? Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags are keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You're sure good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? I might be happy with... Okay. Anyway, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two men? We already read that. His hand is all black down there, see? Wonder what it could be. If you look closely, this blotching pattern resembles an ink stain. An ink stain? Yes, I usually get ink on my own hands when I use my feather pen. A feather pen? Never seen one up close before. Sure you aren't just making it up, pal? Looks like Mr. Rell died with the knife in his hand. There's some blood stuck to the back of it. He must have used this as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it. Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on as personage? Blah. Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I should jot down some notes before leaving about it. Or before... yeah. Blah. I should jot some notes down about it. There we go. Brain keeps putting in words where there aren't words. I believe Faraday brought this as evidence. It was found in Mr. Rell's hand. Knife data. Mr. Rell's cause of death was being from shot, correct? That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down. Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth. Are you sure they were trying to hide the truth or something? I can't confirm Mr. Rell's cause of death was his body being positioned. I can't confirm Mr. Rell's cause of death with his body positioned like that. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail if possible. What's this? You're not able to form a theory with them the way they are? I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence. Don't you agree? Suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry and get on with it. Labby? Yes, sir. We're taking enough photos of the scene, sir. And there you have it. Do you not approve? I approve. Of course not. What? Oh, that was Edgeworth. What? Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective. So don't touch a damn thing. Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will ya? Okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir. Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective. Yes, sir. Understood, sir. I think, 5 more minutes and I'm gonna take a break. Looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. Rell is holding. Youch! What's wrong, detective? My stomach's starting to hurt from just thinking about being stabbed. Just keep your mind on the case, alright? Shot in the chest. Takes some guts to fire a gun in the courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round yet. There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean... Wait, burn marks? Our tongue around grows very hot as it's discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. Ergo, Mr. Rell must have been shot from at least a yard or 2 away. You sure do know a bunch of neat stuff about for your age, pal. Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. The pocket has an especially nice nib. Nibs. Hey, you know, I always keep a pencil behind my ear. It's because Detective Bad is always telling me, you should always write your name on everything you own. Yes, somehow you strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Mr. Faraday is holding a gun in his right hand. That's the one Mr. Rell got blown away by, right? Labby, your answer. Yes, sir. We found that the ballistic markings do not match the gun. Oh, ballistic markings are the figurative fingerprints a gun leaves on a bullet when fired. Everyone gun lasered last year last year? What the fuck is wrong with me? Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic markings. Burn Faraday looks kind of like a monkey. He looks like a character in the second Ace Attorney Investigations game. I just realized that. Therefore, by looking at the markings on a bullet, you could tell which gun it came from. Yeah, that's it. Of course, I already knew all about that, pal. Maybe you'd better be off going back to the academy. Eek! Come on, sir. Cut me some slack, will ya? So the bullet that was fired from this gun is what felled Mr. Rell. Still not done. What else is there? I don't know. There's nothing to deduce here either. Oh, maybe I have logic now. Fountain pen and ink stain, that's it. Some quick ballistic testing, yeah. Hey, Fingan, how you doing? You're well? Nice. Splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen. Oh, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe. I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is from the ink from the fountain pen. I see. Good work. You know, I've always wanted to say that, even if it's just one time in my life. Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand. I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. Okay, okay, if you say so, pal. That's all we got out of that. Hitting the wrong button. That's his right hand. Why is he holding in his right hand? Some stuff in the bag, pal. Suppose this is Mr. Faraday's bag. Probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him. This is the evidence? Ah, I better not touch it. Oh, I better not touch it. I'll leave prints on it. Do you just not pay attention to anything you do? Damn it, I was hoping I'd get something new there. Kind of exhausted all my options here. Oh. I don't know, I'm stumped here. You were joking, yeah. Well, they knew it. Alright, you know what? I'm really starting to, like, zone out here. I'm gonna take a break now. It's 1:45. I'm gonna take, like, a 10-minute break. I'm gonna rehydrate. Maybe get a little sugar in me to wake me up a bit. And then I'll come back and we'll do, like, another 2.5, a little less than 2.5 hours of this. We're probably not finishing this case tonight, unfortunately. We'll have to wait until next week to finish it, but we will do that. So, stick around. I'll be back shortly.